The women of The View have welcomed Barack Obama, John McCain, and now former President Bill Clinton to the show. But did all three get the same treatment? Here's a look at tape we've put together comparing all three.
Maybe we shouldn't say this, but we thought you were very sexy looking.
Oh,
don't you think so?
The Democrats have been in charge of both houses for the last 2 years. Seen any big improvement?
We're not talking about economy. We're not talking about housing. She was chosen to reform the government.
Because that's what she's done. That she'll reform all of Washington, just like she did.
After I beat John McCain, I trust that I'm going to be able to...
know that those two ads are untrue. They're lies. And yet you, at the end of it, say, I approve these messages. Do you really approve them?
Actually, they're not lies.
Here to respond, Republican media consultant and FoxNews.com contributor Andrea Tantaros and Fox News political analyst Kirsten Powers. So, Andrea, I guess we're going to find out how the poor conservatives are put upon. The media never gives them a fair shake. Is that what I'm going to hear about this?
Well, I think we know what The View's MO is. Come on, you get five women in a room in New York City. This is what happens. It happens to me all the time. I'm outnumbered. What
about Elizabeth? She's in there. She weighed in. She asked, I thought, some good questions.
Smart, normal person on the show.
Exactly.
She asked some good questions, I thought, of both candidates.
Oh, come on, Alan. You can't say you looked at that and that was a fair shake.
Well, but you know, look.
You know what? John McCain doesn't care. If you know your personal convictions, if you know where you stand, you're not worried about the women.
I thought Joy Behar asked some very key questions. I thought it was good that he was finally asked, how can you approve of these messages that aren't all exact representations of Barack Obama's point of view, and they've not always told the truth about each other.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think John McCain has run some pretty horrible ads and made some accusations that are not true, and it is good that he got called on it. The other side of it is it's a totally unfair setup. I don't know how Elizabeth Hasselbeck does it, frankly, you know, where she gets the peace that she has, that she can sit there and be outnumbered constantly. We looked at the clips, I've watched them, and look, you know, they should try to at least appear to be balanced if they want to be taken that way, or they should just say, hey, this is who we are.
They do. They say, here we are, Andrea. It's called The View. We know where they stand. We know where Sherry Shepherd is. We know where Joy Behar is. We know where Whoopi is. We know where they stand on the issues. Why should we be surprised?
I don't think it was any secret that they were going to behave the way they did with John McCain. There were no surprises there. Come on. Look, they told Barack Obama he's sexy, and they called John McCain a liar.
Well, you know, I do take an issue with the fact, yes, it's The View and they can have their view, but the way they were sort of hysterically going after John McCain, and I thought so, just absolutely like interrupting him and jumping on him and being very disrespectful to him. He is a presidential nominee, and they don't even ask Barack Obama anything difficult. I just think it takes away from their credibility.
I would have asked, but Michelle Obama's on the show. How about a simple question like, why did you think America's a downright mean country in 2008? Did they ask that? And what I see are, you know, 4 liberals to 1 smart, common sense conservative. That's Elizabeth Hasselbeck. I mean, I don't know how she. By the way, I have only 1 liberal to put up with.
You poor thing. Can I get you a cold compress?
There's nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with them being liberal and having a perspective. I don't have a problem with that.
But be honest about it. Barbara Walters is a liberal. That's it. Be honest.
I think they are honest about it. I'm just saying I think it would be more interesting.
If they had balance.
If you actually would attempt to say, I'm going to ask some difficult questions and not just jump all over John McCain.
I want to delve into a bigger question here because the issue of the women's vote is in the forefront of this campaign. And why, if we have the National Organization for Women, why are you laughing?
I agree with you. I
want to know why, if it's a national organization for women, and Joe Biden, for example, said it's a step backwards for women.
Right. Yeah.
If Governor Palin becomes our vice, do you think it's a step backwards for women? I think it's a step forward.
I don't, but that's because they believe that abortion rights is the most important issue for women, and that if you take away abortion rights, it's a step backwards for women. That's where they're coming from. And
so it's not about women. It's about liberal women.
It's about liberal women. It's about abortion rights.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, all these years, the women's magazines, the left-leaning feminists have been saying, you can do it all. 5 kids, a family. She should be revered. But because of this one issue that is a litmus test, she's not a feminist.
But can I also say, as a feminist and as a person who's always been fighting for these issues, I am amazed at all these conservatives now that are defending feminism. Because for so long, I was derided.
That is not true.
Sean, I've lived it. Trust me, I have lived it.
Not by me. But listen, I could tell you, for example, I know Jerry Falwell had at Liberty University, on his campus, a house for pregnant teenagers, free college education, all this stuff. Conservatives
the word feminist and being a feminist. You know that. Okay.
Good to see you, though.
You're not a feminist, Andy?
You're a feminist?
Yeah.
Say it again.
I'm a feminist.
Coming up, the